In this, we are going to study about the federal system and the emergency provisions and the types of emergencies. So regarding the federal system, a federal system of government is the one that divides the power of the government between the national government and state and the local government. So in the Constitution of India, the power is divided into union list, state list, and concurrent list. Then we have to see about the emergency provisions. The objectives of emergency provisions are it can trace the historical background of emergency provisions, describes the types of emergency, then describe the salient features of provisions and explain the misuses of emergency provisions. So types of emergency. There are three types of emergency. National emergency, which is explained in Article 352, and state emergency, which is seen in Article 356, and financial emergency, which is seen in Article 360. First, we are going to see about national emergency, Article 350. According to Article 352A, the national emergency can be proclaimed in India in following situations: war, external aggressions, internal disturbances, or armed rebellion in whole of India or any part of it. According to the Articles 358 and 359, President has the power to suspend fundamental rights except in respect to Article 20, which is explaining about the right to protection in respect to convictions for offenses, and Article 21, which is explaining the right to live and personal liberty. During national emergency, the union government's powers extends to the jurisdiction of legislature and executive in the states. So that's all about the national emergency. It will be provided when the war, external aggressions takes place. Then coming to state emergency, it is explained in the Article 356. State emergency is also often known as President's rule. State emergency is imposed on failure of constitutional machinery in the states. All the states in India, except two newly created states, Chhattisgarh and Telangana, have been placed under state agency at different times. State emergency is imposed by the president if he is satisfied with the report of the governor that there is a breakdown of constitutional machinery in the state. So state emergency is also known as president rule, as we seen already. In Jammu and Kashmir, the central rule is called as governor's rule. The president, through the governor, exercises legislative and executive powers, but these functions do not cover judiciary. Next, we are going to see about the financial emergency. So financial emergency, which was explained in the Article 360. According to Article 360, financial emergency can be imposed when there is a financial instability in India or any part of it. In India, financial emergency has not been imposed. If a situation arises for proclamation of financial emergency in India, it must be approved by the Parliament within 2 months of promulgation. Even money bills and other bills under Article 207 passed by the state legislatures need to be submitted to the president for the approval under such circumstance with respect to the given cases. So Jammu and Kashmir, the state enjoys special status under Article 370. Indian Union have no power to promulgate financial emergency in Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the three types of emergency: national emergency, which was explained in Article 352, state emergency, which was explained in Article 356, and financial emergency, which was explained in Article 360. Next, we have to see about the misuse of emergency provisions. Imposition of president's rule in the state has often been criticized for being misused by central government to exercise control over the state administration. It has often been alleged that the central governments have often misused Article 356 to dismiss opposition governments and impose president rule. Since 1994, imposition of president rule has become less frequent. It has happened due to the court's ruling in Bombay case. According to Bombay case, imposition of president rule in the state has to be approved by both the houses of the parliament. It has made misuse of Article 356. So let us sum up. Emergency is a situation when democratic rights of the people are suspended and the central government assumes power over the state governments. The power to declare emergency is vested with the President of India. He can declare emergency after on the advice of Council of Ministers. So that's all regarding the emergency and the types of emergency and the misuse of emergency provisions. So federal system of government is one that divides the powers of the government between national government and state and local government. Mainly it is based on three lists: union list, state list and concurrent list. That's all about federal system and emergency provisions.